Hello everyone, thanks for tuning into today's third video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the 10 to 14 days for today's third video. Day 10 will take us to the 25th of September. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with extended GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for October. And I should get some of that for you in a moment. Just to say that first video today was our 6am UK weather forecast. We've also released Jeremy Friday. And going to try and get Storm Watch done for you this evening. There could be some thunderstorms around on Sunday. So more about that in Storm Watch when all of this evening's high res has updated. So more about that later on today. I'm supposed to be live streaming at 10. I'm hopeful to be able to do it. I have got to do so much, and I'm going to get all of the analogues together for the third winter update as well today or this evening. So I'm just going to see what time I've got. I'm hopeful I'll have everything cleared and out of the way for 10 p.m. But if I have to cancel the stream tonight, then I'll let everybody know on the community page and on the socials and whatnot. So just watch your space. But fingers crossed, I'll have everything cleared and out of the way for 10 o'clock. As I say, please like, share, subscribe on all today's videos and content. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. We've got a new Dick mug. We're going to be bringing new merch through to our store, you know, continuously. We haven't stopped with the merch that we released on Monday. So we've got a brand new Dick mug. Got a 360 design. Check this out, everybody. 360 all the way around from handle to handle. Looks really, really cool. I'm so pleased with the merch that we've got in our store. James has done an incredible job. James United Shape, thank you so much, my friend. So there it is. That's the latest mug from GavsWeatherVids. You can get 15% off that as well if you use code CMD0721. We've sold quite a few mugs actually, so thank you so much everybody who has brought a GavsWeatherVids mug so far. There will be more coming. You know, going to be more merch being released over the next few days, weeks, and months. We're even going to have a GavsWeatherVids Christmas jumper towards the end of the year. That's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you so much to all of you who have supported the channel. You know, by buying some merch and whatnot. Thank you so much. Okay, let's crack on then with today's video. And we're going to start off having a look at what's happening with the National Hurricane Center. So we've got three interest areas. We've got a red X down here. We've got Tropical Storm Margot, formerly Hurricane Margot, and we've got Hurricane Lee up here. Let's look at Margot first. We'll give you maximum sustained winds of 70 miles per hour with a minimum central pressure of 984 millibars. Clicking on Margot, we can see that this storm is going to be meandering around places going nowhere fast. And by the middle of next week will be a post-tropical storm seemingly heading towards the Azores. So they're going to get a bit of a drenching next week. Hurricane Lee, let's have a look. Making maximum sustained winds of 85 miles per hour. That's category 1 with a minimum central pressure of 962 millibars. Moving northwards at 16 miles per hour. Lee is heading for eastern Canada, currently just there, going to push northwards toward Nova Scotia and Newfoundland and whatnot, then out into the Atlantic as a post-tropical storm. Both Margot and Lee should be more or less done as like tropical storms anyway, by the early to middle part of next week. And then all eyes will be on Disturbance 1. Which is going to be has a 90% chance, I should say, of cyclone formation in 2 days, and a 90% chance of cyclone formation in the next 7 days. Showers and thunderstorms have become better organised in association with a broad low pressure area located about midway between the Cape Verde Islands and the Lesser Antilles. Environmental conditions remain conducive for additional development, and this system is expected to become a tropical depression within the next day or so, while it moves west-northwestward at 10 to 15 miles per hour across the central tropical Atlantic. That will be one to watch for the weekend, and for next week we shall keep you updated. Central temperature is now down to 19.3, so it's continuing to slowly reduce, but it's now 5.7 degrees above 61 to 1990 average, provisional to yesterday, to the 14th of October. I reckon when that updates tomorrow, it might be sub 19. We might be into the 18s when that updates tomorrow, or very close to it. Anyway, so that will carry on gradually trending downwards over the rest of the month, and it will still be very interesting to see where that ends up, of course. These are the 500 millibar height on flow charts from Penn State University for the next week to 10 days. We've got the ECMWF on the top, and GFS is on the bottom, 500 millibars. 18,000 feet is an area in the atmosphere where high pressure and low pressure have been moved down by the jet stream running above. Red extrapolates to high pressure, or yellow, orange and red extrapolates to high pressure, blue to low pressure. ECM looking very unsettled in the 7 to 10 day time frame, but let's change the colour because can't hardly make it out, so there we go. We've got below average height, deep low pressure from off the Atlantic into Western Europe, along with a strong jet stream as well, looking properly wet and windy there in a 7 to 10 day time frame. And the GFS is very similar. Again, we see deep below average heights through the Atlantic into the North and Western Europe. Both the models in the 7 to 10 day time frame are indicating a little bit of an Atlantic onslaught there. These, excuse me, are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles for the next couple of weeks. The red line is referred to your upper air temperature average for Northampton, local to me. We're going to be going a little bit above average with the upper air temperatures for the next couple of days into the weekend. We'll find a trough of low pressure coming up from the south. As that happens, it will bring an increase in temperature. It will also, however, bring an increased risk of thunderstorms. More about that still much later. Next week, the west seas return and the upper air temperatures drop, and it looks like we're going to be either average or rather cool then right way through the rest of the second half of September. We should get to the start of October now on the GFS ensemble. So once the weekend's out of the way, looking generally quite cool, I think, and unsettled. So we're starting off with dry weather today and tomorrow, but after that, yes, increasingly wet there for Northampton from Sunday through next week and beyond to month's end. Plenty of rainfall spikes indicating that there will be a lot of wet weather piling in from off the Atlantic over the next week to 10 days or so, and probably even beyond it, maybe even to the start of October. Big change there, second half of September compared to the first half of the month. Temperature anomalies from the 15th, 21st September above average England, Wales, a little bit below for Ireland and Scotland, already very wet today there across Ireland and large portions of Scotland too. And precipitation anomalies from the 15th, 21st September, they're coming out average or wetter than average in most places, but a little bit drier for eastern Scotland and maybe the parts of Lincolnshire. But overall, these charts are trending wetter, and I think will continue to do so. The latest Windflow Map from urbanoldschool.net shows we've got a big contrast today with the wind direction. So there's a weather front through here that's bringing a lot of heavy rain to Ireland and southern Scotland. To the north of that, we've got chilling northerly winds, and to the south of it, we're pulling up more of a southerly type flow. Not that warm as southerly, but southerly will be turning warmer as we go through the weekend. But of course, with Bristol low to the west of Portugal heading in this direction as well. Not only will it be turning warmer into the weekend, we will also be having an increased risk of heavy showers and thunderstorms. There is Tropical Storm Margot, by the way. There's Tropical Storm Lee. And I'm so sorry, but disturbance area is down here somewhere. Disturbance 1. Let's see if we can pick out disturbance 1. So I reckon that's probably disturbance 1 just there, actually. Okay, let's start going through the chart data then. So here we go. Latest UK Met Euro run for midnight on Monday with a trough of low pressure heading, well, it's pushed up from the south as a thundery low, and then it's merging with this area of low just here. So in the end, what's going to happen is through the open up next week, the whole thing will merge into one big area of low pressure, and that will sweep cooler winds from the west and also showers and long spells of rain, wet and windy weather in from off the Atlantic Ocean. Heading into the middle of next week, this area of low pressure I think contains the remains of Lee. That one just there. And that's going to be bringing a bit of a blow for the middle of next week. Some wet and windy weather coming in with that. No chart for Thursday. Midnight Friday, just really unsettled. Low pressure. The north of Scotland bringing showers or longer spells of rain. And with the air coming in from the North Atlantic, temperatures will be quite cool as well. Icon, once more, showing that thundery sharp merging and migrating with low pressure in the Atlantic. And then we go wet and windy through the middle part of next week. Deep low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic, bringing spells of rain and strong winds as well. Into more wet, windy weather through the second half of next week too. Looking really unsettled. And there is disturbance 1 as some sort of hurricane and or tropical storm type feature moving into the North Atlantic. By midday on Friday, where we're looking very unsettled bed. Low pressure north of Scotland with heavy showers and longer spells of rain and cool winds coming in from the North Atlantic as well. Where that storm goes, where that low goes, will be interesting to see. Could that promote another ridge for the end of September, or will it just go in that direction and bring further wind and rain our way? We shall find out over the coming days. GFS midnight run, again looking rather unsettled for Monday. Thundery showers moving northwards and then wet weather heading westwards across the country, introducing those cooler blustery westerly winds where we bring heavy showers and or longer spells of rain in with them. The middle next week on the GFS midnight run looks unsettled and quite cool as well. Low pressure sitting in the North Sea there by Saturday, 23rd of September. That's pulling in wind from right in northwesterly direction. So really quite cool actually under that. There could be some quite cold nights, especially so up in the north. There's disturbance 1, by the way, just there. Now, as we go into the day 9-10 period, look at disturbance 1 now, area of low pressure, but it is heading in our direction, and disturbance 1 brings a real soaking there as a channel low by the 26th of September. We're way beyond day 10 now, of course, but that brings some very heavy rain and pretty cool chilly temperatures from the north, with winds from the north-northeast as well. In the wake of disturbance 1, we then build up a ridge from the Azores, and for the very final days of that, we turn dry. This is a cool ridge, right? Would have some quite cold nights with it, I think. By day, probably not too bad, but it is quite a chilly ridge. By the very end of the GFS midnight run, the ridge is already beginning to slip into East Europe as another vigorous area of low pressure comes sweeping in from off the Atlantic, potentially bring us back to wet and windy weather. That is the first day of October. The GFS 6Z run looks like this once more. They're pushing through those west winds on Monday, turning things cooler and showery. Unsettled through much of next week with showers and or longer spells of rain. Quite cool temperatures as well. There's disturbance 1. Just there as a vigorous post-tropical storm or something moving into the North Atlantic. That's Saturday 23rd of September. We're in a cool northerly then, so really quite chilly I think through next week with that. Now, Disturbance 1 does something completely different with 6A compared to Midnight Run. Disturbance 1 actually stalls in the Atlantic, in the middle of the Atlantic, and starts to build up this ridge to the east of it. So actually with 6Z, around day 10, 11 and 12, we go into much more in the way of anticyclonic weather as a large area of high pressure takes over across northern and west Europe. Again, that's a much cooler ridge from the one we had at the start of the month, most notably so at night, with the risk of some quite chilly nights coming through with that. By day, temperatures probably reasonably warm in the late September sunshine. And much drier, of course, then, as we go towards the end of September to the start of October, just seeing signs of that ridge beginning to weaken again. So once more, it's the variations of what the impacts of these tropical storms and or hurricanes are, and that is the added complexity that we get at this time of the year. So we've got disturbance 1 there, either bringing a soaking to the country or indeed building up high pressure and bring much drier weather. It all depends on the exact track of that feature, how it interacts with the jet stream in the North Atlantic and whatnot. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much everybody for doing that for us. We need to put on around 55 subscribers to get ourselves to 16.9k. So if you could give us a sub and tell your friends and family to subscribe, it would be amazing. It will be incredible. And we will thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. GM, again, looking rather thundering as we go from Sunday into Monday. And then we push low pressure through off the Atlantic, bringing wet and windy weather in with it. That sets us up then for a very unsettled week next week with low pressure bringing showers and or longer spells of rain. Eventually turning quite cool as well, with the wind swinging into the north and from the northwest. As we get towards day 9 and 10, disturbance 1 with the GM again builds up a ridge to the east of it, so turning drier there by around day 9 and 10. And then the ECM WF looks like that. So again, we've got that thundery trough moving northwards, migrating or merging with this big low to the south of Iceland. Then we're into wet and windy weather through next week with low pressures bringing showers and or longer spells of rain. A big old dartboard there sitting over Scotland by Friday 22nd by this time next week. That looks very, very unsettled, doesn't it? With lots of rain and strong winds as well. Into the second half of next week, another low heading in from off the Atlantic. That brings us a bit of a weekend washout for Saturday 23rd, Sunday 24th. There's disturbance 1 just there, that area of low just there. What's ECM doing with that by day 10? So that looks like it's on its way to us, doesn't it? That's day 10. Monday 25th of September, and it looks as though that low is caught up in the jet stream and probably going to be heading in that direction. There's a bit of a risk trying to build up here, but I reckon with disturbance 1, the ECM midnight run is probably going in the same direction as the GFS midnight run and will bring that low pressure. That is the remains of disturbance 1 in from off the Atlantic. Wow, lots going on. Excuse me, this is a Precipitation Forecast based on that ECM run from Metro.com. Bit of a down news today through Ireland and into southern parts of Scotland with heavy and persistent rain lasting for much of the day. Wales and southwest England will get involved in that later on as well. Into tomorrow, most of the wet weather will fade out, but tomorrow night and into Sunday, we start bringing up these heavy showers, possibly thunderstorms from the south. So Sunday turns increasingly wet with heavy showers and or thunderstorms drifting their way up from the south. Some big downpours looking possible then. And then on into next week, well, then we start bringing the weather in from the west rather than the south. So a band of rain pushing through there on Monday. That gets out of the way. It's on a cold front. That gets out of the way. Leaves us with sunshine and showers, and then we're into unsettled weather through the rest of the week with, bouts of rain coming through, interspersed with showers in between. That looks like a bit of a weekend washout when we get to the 23rd and the 24th of September, so next weekend. Very, very unsettled then. And up to day 10, we're just looking really mixed, I have to say. These are the yachts on the table within the ECM Ensemble today for day 10 from the Icelandic Metop. It gets us to the 25th of September. 20 members of the ECM Ensembles with low pressure over and to western country, bringing heavy showers and long spells of rain at day 10. 16 low pressure in the Atlantic, also looking very unsettled with those. 10 with low pressure to west, high pressure just reaching a bit more to our east. That's starting to turn things a bit drier and a little bit warmer too. And we've got 5 again, bringing the low pressure in from off Atlantic. That one also looking unsettled. It's combined some northern blocking as well between Greenland and Scandinavia. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. And it gets us to the 30th of September. 13 members of the ECM Ensembles with low pressure to our north and west. That's continuing to bring unsettled conditions in from off Atlantic. 12 with low pressure in the middle of the Atlantic, higher pressure reaching through the coast. That's settling things down a little bit. 11, low pressure still keeps it very unsettled there for the last day of September. 8 with low pressure more or less over coast as well. That's also unsettled. And 7 with high pressure just reaching to the south and east a little bit more. Low pressure is in the Atlantic. So the majority option is to keep things very unsettled really up to the end of September. There is a minority option that might start building up some higher pressure in line, I suppose, with what the GFS 6Z run is doing, for example. But the ECM ensembles look set unsettled really to the end of the month. Right, okay, so CFS B2 finding for October. This is today's 700 millibar height anomaly, and looks unsettled. Below average heights to our north and northwest. Winds coming in from off the Atlantic. So, yes, looks very unsettled there for October, with further spells of rain to come. Good news, GavsWeatherVids autumn forecast, of course. Precipitation anomalies, round to slightly above average. Rainfall anomalies, no signal, but you would expect a rather wet month to be on the way there. Remember, those charts change daily, so it could look different when that updates tomorrow. And we're done. If you've enjoyed the video, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. Don't forget to tell friends and family to subscribe as well. And drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Make sure you check out GavsWeatherVids merch, including our new 360 wraparound design mug, and we make sense doing that. You can also buy a Dick hat to go with your Dick mug and a Dick t-shirt. We've got like a range of Dicks. Check out all of our merch. I mean, thank you so much for doing that. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a do it collection. Do it collection. We've got a Dick collection. So yeah, you know, and we've got a mini Gaz collection as well. So please check out all of the merch. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Right, so Storm Watch is on the way. Probably around 7:30 to 8 o'clock this evening. We'll have a look at what's going on with the latest high res in terms of risk of those thunderstorms for Sunday and into Sunday night and early Monday. And I'm hoping going to be able to live stream at 10 p.m. It will depend how I get on so much and doing those analogs as well for the winter update. So I've got a busy, time of it to come. I've got to do 6 a.m. forecast as well for tomorrow morning. So it's going to be a busy evening. I'm hoping I'll have everything cleared out of the way at 10 p.m. But just watch this space, and I'll let everybody know a little bit later on. I'll just coming up tomorrow at 6 a.m. UK weather forecast. We'll have the extended East Day 42 day for UK and Ireland week ahead forecast and a 10 to 14 day too. And then on Sunday, of course, our 6 a.m. forecast, we will have the third Winter 2023-24 update. So that's going to be epic. I can't wait to get that one done. Hopefully, I won't be doing that in excessive heat like I was last week. We're live streaming on Sunday evening at 6 p.m. as well to discuss that third winter update. Have a great rest of your Friday afternoon. Hopefully I'll be able to see you a little bit later on for a Friday Night Live. But for this one, that's all for now. And thanks for watching.